Around some of the players and the kind of money that they've been bought for that carries on. We have to talk about Rishabh Pant. He became the most expensive player in this IPL auction. But what were the reasons behind Rishabh Pant leaving Delhi Capitals, his previous franchise? What went behind the scenes? We'll tell you that, and that's what we're going to begin today's show with. Delhi Capitals co-owner Parth Jindal. Now, he has admitted that Rishabh Pant's decision to leave Delhi Capitals was devastating for him, but added that it was the difference in philosophy in how he wanted the franchise to operate and how the owners wanted the franchise to operate that led them to releasing the wicketkeeper batter before the Indian Premier League mega auction. DC had also tried to exercise their right to match option to get Pant back for rupees 20.75 crore. But then Lucknow Super Giants made an unprecedented 27 crore rupee bid to buy the player. While accepting that it was a blow to lose Pant at the mega auction, Parth Jindal also clarified that money was never an issue for the team or for Rishabh Pant. He said, and I quote, "It was just a different philosophy of how he wanted the franchise to operate and how we, the owners, wanted the franchise to operate. That is what caused it. It has nothing to do with money. Money has never been an issue for Rishabh, and money has never been an issue for us. I guess the three of us," and he meant Kiran Gandhi himself and Rishabh Pant. He said, "Three of us were on different wavelengths. He took a call at the end of it. We tried everything, but he decided eventually that it was time to move on." And he also then said, "We gave him some feedback regarding leadership. We suggested ways he could improve, but we were quite clear about his ambitions. We know where he wants to go. He's made it amply clear that his dream and desire is to captain India, and that starts with captaining an IPL team." So still no clarity on whether that was the reason. Was he given the leadership role for Delhi Capitals? There is no decision on that. There's no clarity on that as of now. But he did say that there were conversations around it, and Rishabh Pant made it very clear that his dream was to captain Team India, and that starts with him continuing to captain an IPL team. All right, let's move on to football. And Liverpool regained top spot in the Champions League table and registered their first victory over Real Madrid in 15 years with a dominant 2-0 win. Such was the Reds' superiority that they could afford the luxury of a rare Mohamed Salah penalty miss in between goals by Alexis McAllister and Cody Gakpo as they claimed a fifth win from 5 games to sit 2 points clear at the head of the new look league format. On a miserable night for the Spaniards, now 24th in the 2016 league, Kylian Mbappe was well shackled, and he also missed a penalty that would have drawn Real level against the run of play in the second half. With Liverpool dominating possession and chances against the Champions League holders, McAllister struck the opener in the 52nd minute after a neat 1-2 with Conor Bradley in front of a delirious Kop end at Anfield. Gakpo then sealed the game in the 76th minute with a header past Thibaut Courtois from an Andy Robertson cross. The result continued boss Arne Slot's scintillating start at Liverpool, who, as well as their 100% Champions League record, also sit on top of the Premier League by 8 points. So they're leading the Premier League, they're leading the Champions League. It's been a dream run so far for Slot and the Liverpool team. Liverpool had not beaten Real Madrid since 2009, failing to win any of their previous 8 matches, including 2 painful Champions League final defeats. So what a night it turned out to be for Liverpool at Anfield.
I think it's always good to win a game, and especially a big game like this, because you face so many quality players. For me, it would even mean more if we go into the later stages of the tournament, because this is such a strange and different setup in the Champions League that it's difficult to judge how important these wins are. If we arrive in the last 16 or quarterfinals or wherever we can arrive to, and we face them again, and then we are able to beat them, that would be maybe a bigger statement than this, but we are definitely happy with the win. I think every decision I have to make is a difficult one because we have so many quality players, but I think I've been clear about that situation. But tonight it shouldn't be about that. It should be about Cruyff being so important for us. So, it was a big moment for him. Also, I think if you see Mbappe behind the ball, at least I thought probably what everybody thought. And what everybody also thought when Mo stepped up, this ball is probably going to go in, and he saved it. So it was a big moment for him, special moment for him.
The poor form of French national team captain Kylian Mbappe is also adding to Real Madrid's struggle, who even coach Carlo Ancelotti confesses who are out of the race for a top 8 berth in the Champions League. However, Ancelotti is backing his star striker Mbappe, who missed a penalty in that crucial game. Listen to what he had to say.
Well, it happens a lot for the forwards in particular that they go through spells when they find it difficult to score, when they are feeling a bit disappointed. I think there's a cure, and that's to be patient. Be patient because I think it's a difficult time for them, especially after a missed penalty tonight. We all need to get behind him. He'll soon get over it.
Well, that time for us to slip into a short break. But when we come back, what happened in the game the game between Aston Villa and Juventus? That and more on the other side.
India and Denmark have had diplomatic ties ever since 1949.
Mera naam Freddy hai. My wish is that we'll be a source of inspiration, and hopefully India will take benefit. We are also working with the Indian side to secure that we can have common platform that will go beyond the pure bilateral relations. Article 370 was just an interim rule that had to be done away with at some point of time. I've seen how India has transformed. Viksit Bharat will turn into Viksit Dunya because India has a lot to offer. So, dhanyavad.
This is The Diplomat.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
India spent $75 billion on foreign cargo vessels.
$75 billion per annum. That's a lot of money.
Imagine a situation where 95% of our cargo is coming on ships which are not owned by us. If we are still not prepared, if someone were to say that we are not going to give you ships, then we'll be stuck. So the entire nation's economy is at risk.
We are very clear that shipping is also strategic, because without that you can't really be the third largest economy in the world.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. Aston Villa had to settle for a 0-0 draw against a depleted Juventus in the Champions League on Wednesday after a last gasp effort by Morgan Rogers was chalked off for a foul on Juventus keeper Michel Di Gregorio. Villa thought they had won it at the death when Di Gregorio failed to catch a free kick, but Diego Carlos fouled the Juventus keeper as Rogers was lashing the ball into the net, and boos poured out from the home fans after the final whistle. The match was far from a classic, with Juventus seemingly content to keep possession, and both sides squandered chances, with Villa's best coming from Lucas Digne, who hammered a free kick off the crossbar seconds before half-time. Midway through the second half, Francisco Cancesao's short-range header from a corner looked destined for the back of Villa's net, but their World Cup winning goalkeeper Emi Martinez dived to get his fingertips to the ball. Television replays showed a mere sliver of the ball failing to cross the goal line. Villa captain John McGinn almost gave the home side the lead when he latched on to a pass from Liam Bailey in the 70th minute. But the Scotland international's shot was blocked by Manuel Locatelli. Emery's team, who started their Champions League campaign with 3 victories and 3 clean sheets, are 9th in the table after 5 games. Victory would have been a big confidence boost for the home side, who have not won since their 2-0 Champions League victory over Bologna on October 22nd and have slipped to 8th in the Premier League table with 1 win in their last 5 games.
The most important for us today was try to understand this competition overall. We were playing against one maybe favorite to be in the top 8 and maybe as well favorite. How they are building up the team, of course, is the way they are doing, but usually they are a team contender to win this competition during the years. And we are one team for a long time didn't play in Europe and in Champions League, and of course this year for us is very important how we can again play being competitive, playing facing some teams in Europe like Juventus, like Bayern Munich or Bruges or other teams, and we are in the right way. And today to get 1 point for us is very important. Of course we played trying to win, but we tried to avoid some mistakes we made the last matches we played.
Manchester United coach Ruben Amorim has vowed to help struggling striker Marcus Rashford rediscover the form that resulted in him scoring 30 goals across all competitions in the 2022-23 season, but said the 27-year-old has to want it first. Amorim made the comments at a press conference on Wednesday on the eve of their Europa League match against Boda Glimt at Old Trafford. Rashford's strike inside 2 minutes during the 1-1 draw at Ipswich Town on Sunday. Amorim's debut as United's new manager was just his second in the Premier League this season. He scored 8 times in 43 matches last season. Amorim said defender Lisandro Martinez will be fit to feature on Thursday in the coach's debut at Old Trafford, while defender Harry Maguire has returned to training but is not yet ready to play. Maguire picked up a muscle injury in United's 0-0 draw with Aston Villa on 6th of October. United are 15th in the Europa League table with 1 win in 4 games, while their Norwegian opponents are 12th.
We will try to improve as a team, and Rasmus and Josh and Rash will score more goals. Even Bruno has to score more goals. Ahmad has to be better near the goal. All these guys need to improve, and we can score so many goals. We don't need to you are trying to, if I need a new striker to score goals, we need to improve as a team, and these players can score more goals.
Marcus scored 32 seasons ago, which was his career best, and he's slid since then. He's not even in the England setup. Can you see something in him that you can get him back to those levels?
Yeah, I will try to help him. That position is not the best one for him, especially in the game like that. We have to kick with high pressure. We have to kick the ball so many times, and he was like fighting with 2 giants. So we'll try to find the right solution for him as for the other players. But he has to be Marcus first of all to try to return to that moment. And then you will have the help of all the staff with all the club and all the fans, because he's a Manchester United boy, but he has to be the first one to really want it.
Just wondering how much you're looking forward to coaching at Old Trafford for the first time.
Yeah, everybody said to me that it will be a special time. I just want to win the game, just to give that happiness to the supporters. Before the match, it will be like a new sensation, but after the whistle, it will be one more game, and we want to win that match.
And talking about Manchester United, Ruud van Nistelrooy is set to be named new Leicester City head coach. According to media reports, the 48-year-old former Dutch striker was let go as an assistant coach by Manchester United earlier this month after serving as their interim coach in the 4 matches between Erik ten Hag's sacking and Ruben Amorim's arrival as the club's next permanent boss. 2 of the matches Van Nistelrooy presided over came against Leicester, a 5-2 Carabao Cup win and a 3-0 victory in the Premier League. The Foxes announced the sacking of Steve Cooper on Sunday after a winless run left them hovering 2 points above the relegation zone. In his tenure at United, Van Nistelrooy oversaw 3 wins and 1 draw, but he departed after being told that he would not be given a role in the new manager, Ruben Amorim's backroom staff. Uruguayan striker Luis Suarez has signed a contract extension with Inter Miami that will keep the 37-year-old with the team next season. This is what the Major League Soccer club has said. Suarez, who played for Liverpool, Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, joined Miami in December last year for the 2024 season, linking up with former Barca teammate Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. Miami topped the MLS regular season standings, winning the Supporters' Shield with a record-breaking 74 points in 34 games, and Suarez netted 20 goals in 27 matches before they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Luis Suarez was not only, this is what they said, he is not only our leading scorer this season, but also a leader for the group, and his impact cannot be understated. This is the president of football operations at Inter Miami, who has obviously stated how important Luis Suarez is to his side. Luis Suarez, who said Miami will be his last club, made his 143rd and final appearance for Uruguay in September and is their all-time leading scorer with 69 goals. On to chess. Indian teenager Gukesh Dommaraju got his first win over defending champion Ding Liren of China in Game 3 of the World Chess Championship in Singapore. Playing with the white pieces, Gukesh earned a decisive victory to level the scores at 1.5 before the first rest day today. Ding struggled with time management as Gukesh showcased an audacious opening strategy, with the 32-year-old defending champion spending over half an hour deciding his 13th move. As the pressure built, Ding was left with little over 8 minutes to make 11 moves at a critical phase. 18-year-old Gukesh is the youngest challenger in tournament history, having qualified by winning the Candidates Tournament in April. Ding, whose form has plummeted since then, he beat Russian Ian Nepomniachtchi to claim the crown in 2023, but he lost in the Chess Olympiad international team event in September and has taken unusually long breaks for a top player in a bid to improve. World number 1, Magnus Carlsen, who's been the world champion since 2013, relinquished his title in 2022, citing a lack of motivation. A 14-round event in Singapore boasts a prize fund of $2.5 million, with the action continuing on Friday. And with that one game that Gukesh has won, he's already earned 1.6 crore rupees. Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton recently fulfilled a childhood dream when he went on an astronaut training flight in Texas. The 39-year-old 7-time F1 champion has always dreamed of being in space, and he took a large step towards that goal when he took to the air in an L-39 Albatross jet used in astronaut training sessions. Wearing a unique race suit featuring a dedicated space mission patch with his starting number 44, the Mercedes driver was allowed to take control of the aircraft for part of the flight. Drawing a comparison between flying the plane and driving an F1 car, Hamilton observed that it is very different to Formula One. He said the G-force is so different to Formula One. I mean, Formula One, we don't get fast enough to ever pass out. The blood's never leaving your head. Here, when you bank and turn, you really feel like the blood is leaving your body. So chest gets very heavy and it's very hard to breathe in that moment and very hard to stay. You have to keep your body tight and just your legs tight and just keep yourself awake. Hamilton was put through the same training used to prepare the Inspiration 4 and Polaris Dawn crews for commercial spaceflight missions. Pilot John Slick Baum and Hamilton practiced accelerations and deaccelerations to experience lateral G-forces, which lasted almost 1 hour, simulating the ascent of a rocket, as well as higher G-loads by banking or pitching the aircraft hard. Hamilton experienced a zero-G demonstration, during which he briefly experienced the feeling of weightlessness and also pulled a maximum of 7.5 G, which is more than astronauts typically experience on ascent.
There we go. How'd you feel? Yeah, great.
The kid, that's a couple of things that I wanted to be. It was either an astronaut, who I know get to do this training, or a racing driver. So on a day like today, it's like living that other bit of a dream. I've watched online so many of the launches from Florida, for example. I'm buzzing. It's well, firstly, what an experience, what an opportunity to get up in one of these. It's luckily the second time that I've had the chance to do it. But just, it's like going on the most awesome roller coaster ride. You just feel like you're just floating through the clouds. It's pretty unique, and we came down and swooped through past the runway, which was kind of crazy. It was so close to the runway, and then pulled back on the stick and took off and went up. That was wicked. So and then otherwise just like barrel turns, I love just throwing the stick to the left or to the right and just doing a barrel turn. And
well, that's it then on this edition of Game On. Hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
I'm Manoj Mitta, a journalist who co-authored a book titled When a Tree Shook Delhi. I've written extensively on the cover-up of political complicity in the mass violence targeting Sikhs in the wake of Indira Gandhi's assassination. Despite the official death toll of 2,733 in Delhi alone, the cover-up involved multiple arms of the Indian state.